Okay, so it is currently 2:13 in the morning. Um, Nuke came out a few hours ago, and I just got around to playing my first matchmaking game on it. And I want to point out before this video starts that I feel like I don't really have the position to be talking about. What I am talking about is just what I personally feel about the new update to this map. Now, obviously, a lot of things have changed on Nuke. As you can see, the map looks completely different. And I also want to point out that I do not have anything written down for this. This is all just off the top of my head. Nothing is scripted here. I don't have any points. I don't have any subcategories of points. It's all just off the top of my head, what I'm thinking currently. So I just got finished playing my first match of competitive on the new Nuke. There are quite a lot of things that I noticed. I've noticed that there's too much going on. Now, what I mean when I say that is, I think Spoon made a good example, that when you're coming down here, there's too much shit on your screen. Like, I mean in the sense that, and don't get me wrong here, right? I like that they added all these different entrances, and Toxic is here now, and over here. I like that, because it gives Ts more of a chance to hide from said CTs when they are trying to defuse the bomb. But I'm talking about more of visuals of what's in your face. There's a lot to render here in your own mind. You have to check so many positions and whatnot when coming down to the site, and it gets a bit overwhelming. And I feel like with today's changing gaming society, it comes down to a lot of the game needs to look nicer to keep up with the current times. I personally don't feel that way, because I mean, use Minecraft for example. The game has been looking the same, maybe with a bit of like a small texture details, but in general has kept the same look for the past 6-7 years. I'm pretty sure it's been that long since it's been out, and I can understand why the CS developers would want to make it look nicer, make it look prettier, so it appeals to more people. Like, hey, new map, make it look better, whatnot. I can understand that, but there's a limit, and I feel like things get a little bit too crowded. Too many things are added to a map that make it not really based on skill, but what you can hide behind and what it looks like, what can distort your view between someone else and yourself while in a shootout. And having that can really affect the way a game can function and how it plays out. Now, there's another thing about this map that I'm not particularly fond of. It really, I guess, grinds my gears in a sense, but I mean, I can understand why they do it. And that thing is obviously this jump here, and there are many other things that should not be added. They are meant to be skill jumps, in my opinion. Skill jumps are important because they have that skill gap between someone who doesn't know how to and someone who does. Having this now means this is a very vital part of the map that anyone can get up to. It used to be a place where only people who learn the jump and know how to airstrafe can get to. Or even with boosting, that kind of thing. That still required teamwork. I feel like teamwork is the main thing that was taken out from this map. If you didn't know how to airstrafe, obviously you would have someone come down here and boost you up, which is completely fine. That's fine. And if you knew how to do the jump, good for you. You know how to do the jump, and you're on this vital point of the map, which can open up outside. But now that this is open, anybody can get here, right? So then, and not to mention that they added a walkway all the way to heaven, which, I mean, you can get contested by people out here, but still, it's the premise that counts, that they've made it super easy for people to get around. And I know some of you are going to say in the comments, but it's about balancing. I can get that, but there's a limit. They've literally made so many options to get up on this roof by yourself. I just want the teammate factor to, like, come into play, or even the skill gap. Sure, it's about balance, but back to this catwalk thing here, right? You weren't able to do this. You weren't able to run around this part right here. There used to be a vent you used to jump on, and only a certain amount of people would be able to hit this jump 50% of the time. And I wasn't even one of those people. I don't think I've successfully hit this jump in matchmaking before. It just wasn't possible for me. I couldn't figure out how to do it. What I'm really trying to drive home here is that they're seeming to dumb down the game, which I'm not particularly a fan of, because it discourages teamwork, learning how to do new things yourself, such as airstrafing or bee-hopping, or just learning how to get to spots that other people don't know about or need to learn to get to. And this is why I felt so strongly about when they removed the ladder speed, which I think they increased a tiny bit in this update. Just a bit, though. And that's another thing that comes into play with having a skill gap. For people that knew how to fly up said ladder, land all the way on the pallet down here, and take no damage, right? Such as this jump as well, where you fly up the ladder and land on a shelf, which is right here, and take out people that are coming from ramp unsuspectingly. And there's no point in even doing this jump anymore, because you can just simply jump up here. And I want to stress again, I should have said this earlier in the video, I like the way they update maps. I like how they experiment, but I really feel like there should be a beta build for this game, where people can go in, test maps, skins, whatever they want in this beta build. Having a beta build gives the opportunity to receive feedback from the community before pulling the trigger on launching an update such as this. Also like to point out that I think the map looks beautiful, right? It looks beautiful, but I feel like there's too much going on in this map. There's too much to process in your head. And I know things can be changed, and I'm hoping they do get changed. Like maybe this is removed right here, because being able to get from here to all the way to heaven is just, it's too easy. Like I said in the beginning, I feel like I don't really have the right position to be talking about these kinds of things, but when it comes to making the game easier for players, you remove a certain part of the game that people have spent years or months or hell, maybe even a few weeks trying to learn or have successfully learned for a competitive edge. All in all, this is just a personal opinion. I mean, you guys don't have to agree with me. Maybe, hell, you may love the map, and I can understand that. It's your opinion. You can think about what the map is you want, but I'm just expressing my opinion about the map. But altogether, I think they're trying to make the game easier in general so they can push it to wider audiences, which I could totally get. That they're a franchise, they're trying to expand the franchise so more people play it. I get that. But pushing updates like making recoil different, which they reverted, because they listened to the community, because they didn't want the game to be based on RNG, and I don't think anyone did, at least people who have been playing the game for a long time. Their spray patterns that they have spent years or whatever, like I was saying, to master and succeed in, they were taken away for a short amount of time, and community went wild. They did not like it at all because the game was RNG based, and it made it easier for new players. The whole idea was to learn, right? Because that's what they did, and it's a competitive shooter. You shouldn't be able to jump in immediately and be, hey, I'm pretty good at this game, and you're instantly a god at the game. It should take time, whether that be weeks, months, years, and I know years is a bit extreme, but you guys know where I'm going with this. Anyway, I feel like I just needed to vent about the map. I felt it was kind of just necessary for me to talk about it because there are a lot of things in here that I am passionate about. As you guys know, that my movement is very important to me, and Valve taking it away and getting rid of that skill gap that was implemented a long time ago. I don't know. It's a weird feeling. Overall, I'm not a huge fan of the map. Hopefully they change some things. It looks beautiful. A little too overcrowded for my eyes, though. Just like too much going on and hard to see where people might be and whatnot. You guys know the basics. I'm not even sure if I'm going to upload this, to be honest, because I feel like there might be some arguments in the comments and whatnot. I kind of want to avoid that, but I might try my luck with it. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, I don't think I have any position to talk about this stuff, but I like to anyway, because it's nice to get off my chest to talk about what I'm really feeling about the game at the moment. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you do agree with me, let me know in the comments section. What do you think should be changed? Again, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.